This week, a lot of news dropped about stuff in the entertainment world and movies and television I wanted to talk about, but I was away for a lot of this week. I was doing a lot of stuff that I'm going to be doing later. I'm going to be moving in a few months, how to get some stuff worked out there. So I thought today, you know what, I'll talk about a lot of the stuff throughout the week that I liked. I'll recap it, just a few things that I wish I could have talked about earlier. And you know what, check it out. Just check out this video. If you like it, maybe I'll do more of these weekly recaps of certain things I didn't talk about a lot before. If not, I don't know, this could just be like a one-time thing. So let's start off by talking about probably the biggest news to drop this week. That's right, you know it, we have Josh Brolin is cast as Cable. He has signed a 4-picture deal with Fox to star in the X-Men franchise as Cable. We know the first one will be Deadpool 2. That leads me to believe that we are going to see him in X-Force. And maybe a sequel to X-Force, maybe his own movie, who knows. Anything like that is possible, and it's exciting. Josh Brolin was never on my radar for this role. Not once was I expecting to see Josh Brolin appear as the man cast as Cable, but I like the idea. It just leads me to believe he's not going to be in Avengers and doing a lot more stuff in the Marvel aspect like that anymore, because if he had a huge contract, why would he do something like this there? Makes me worried that his Thanos isn't going to be in a lot of movies, and that's a small worry. He can do both, obviously. It's just a small thing I was concerned about. I think Josh Brolin is a really interesting choice I would have never expected to go with, but I like the idea they went with. I think it's brilliant, it's bold, it's something I wasn't expecting, and now that they cast it, I'm like, yep, that makes sense. It makes sense Josh Brolin would be cast in this role, so I like the idea. I think it's a good one to keep. Sticking down the path of Marvel movies, we have our animated Miles Morales Spider-Man has been cast. Shameik Moore, you've seen him in Dope. That movie was incredible. He was just in The Get Down. He has been cast as the voice of Miles Morales in our 2018. Was it 2018? Anyways, you know what I mean. That animated Spider-Man movie from Sony coming out. He's going to voice Miles Morales, and we also got confirmation that Liev Schreiber, he played Sabretooth before in X-Men Origins, Wolverine. He's been in a lot of stuff. Ray Donovan, he's the main character. He's been cast as the villain. We do not know who that villain is yet, but I think it's safe to say it's going to be Kraven the Hunter. I mean, Liev just sounds like he could do something like that. Maybe it's going to be Green Goblin. I don't know. It could be anybody. It would be interesting who they get to play him. I'd like to see a bunch of people play him, but no, I think Shameik Moore is a good choice for Miles Morales. He could play the live-action Miles Morales, too. It's just a bunch of stuff like that, I think. And this makes perfect sense casting-wise and voice-wise. I'm excited to see this movie. I like who they got to play Miles, and I think it's going to be an interesting development that we weren't expecting, so it's really exciting to see. And we have another big casting news. That's right. We got ourselves a Dumbledore. Jude fucking Law decided, I'm such a good actor, I can play Dumbledore in the sequel to Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. This is just Jude Law. If you ever hear this, man, you're better than this. You are a very talented actor. The young Pope revolutionized television. Don't do this. Why did you sign on to do the King Arthur movie? That's such a bad choice for you. Doing Dumbledore, it makes me hate you. I don't want to hate you. I love you, man. You're better than this. Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them was a boring movie where nothing happened. You're better than this garbage, Jude. You can do something good. You can become a better actor. Go for the big role, not this one that people are just going to be like, oh, there he is. He's going to be dating Johnny Depp because they're gay and shit. Do something better. You can do better than Dumbledore. Jude Law, I know you can. You can do it. I want you to do it. This is not going to help your career. You're just going to have people thinking you're going to be stuck in these roles now. You're going to be the old wizard guy when you could do so much more. You're probably making a lot of money. I don't know why I'm complaining. You're going to get so much money from this. But it bothers me, man. I don't know why. But it's good, I guess. Good for you. Got a job as Dumbledore. Cool. You're so much better than Dumbledore and the Harry Potter world. Moving on, we do have another interesting topic. Fede Alvarez. Is that how you say it? Fede Alvarez? I don't know. But the guy that did Don't Breathe, the director of Don't Breathe, he's been signed on to do the Labyrinth sequel, reboot, remake, whatever the hell you want to call it for the new Labyrinth movie. Labyrinth is one of my favorite fantasy movies ever. I just fell in love with it. I love David Bowie's performance. I love Jennifer Connelly. I love all the characters. It's such a unique and interesting story I never thought I could fall in love with, but I did. And I think Fede Alvarez is an interesting choice to see where we can take this new movie. I would be okay with whatever he does. If he goes for a little more of a horror element, that's fine. I understand. You get somebody like this who's good at making a small-scale movie. I think it's interesting because mazes are supposed to feel tight and enclosed. I think he's an interesting choice to do this. It depends if they're going to recast David Bowie or we're just going to move on from Jareth. I would like to see Lady Gaga. I'll put it out there right now. My choice for Jareth the Goblin King is Lady Gaga. You can make her the Goblin Queen. You know, she's an interesting character. I'd love to see that. This is a really interesting project I'm excited to see what happens with. And it just sounds like it could be a lot of fun. It could be really intriguing. It could be really dark. It's a really nice, interesting development I wasn't expecting to see. So it really makes me excited. And I can't wait to see where that goes. And now we got a lot of stuff I want to talk about in the CW TV world. First off, we got confirmation that the characters of Black Canary or Detective Lance or whatever she is, not Laurel but the other girl, Dana Drake I think her name is. Why did I call her Detective Lance? Fuck. No, yeah, her last name's Drake. Dana Drake, you know, that Black Canary. The one that's not Laurel. It's really confusing. It's stupid. It's, you know who I mean. The one that's not Lance, Drake I think. Oh my god. Dana Drake and Wild Dog have been moved up to series regulars next season. It's inevitable. They've been in a lot of the episodes this season when they came in. I like Wild Dog and I like this new lady as Dana. They're really interesting characters. I'm excited to see where their story goes. Excited to see a lot of stuff happen with this. It seems like we're getting a really crowded season next year because I think Katie Cassidy was signed on as a series regular or a recurring character too. It just makes you think somebody's got to die at the end, right? Curtis maybe, Quentin maybe, something's got to happen there. And speaking of the finale of this show, we just found out that Nyssa Al Ghul, Katrina Law, she's coming back to play Nyssa in the finale, and we've heard before that Deathstroke was coming back too, Manoa Bennett. That's really exciting. This is going to be a really intense finale because it's going to be the last time we see the flashbacks. I can't wait to see what this does. It's going to be a really interesting piece. It sounds like it's going to be really fun, really impactful. I can't wait to see this finale. And sticking to finales of shows, we got confirmation that Tyler Hoechlin will be back to Supergirl as Clark Kent himself, the Man in Blue. He's back. Superman's coming back. I loved him in the premiere. It was so incredible to see him. I want him to have his own show so bad, even if it's 10 episodes, just randomly throughout the year. Bring him back. Come on, please bring him back. This was so exciting to see. I just really, really loved seeing him. Such an interesting character, such a great take on Superman. I want to see more of him, and I'm excited that we got more. And that was really exciting. I have a few other items of movie news I do want to talk about really quick. And I think the first one I really want to talk about is we got our first look at Kingsman, The Golden Circle. Kingsman was one of my favorite movies to come out in 2015. I loved everything about it. It was such a sleeper hit for me, one of the best sleeper hits I've seen in a while. And I loved the characters, and we're seeing Channing Tatum for the first time as one of the statesmen. We've seen the Kingsmen in England, in Britain, or where are they? You know where they are. They're over there. And now in America, we got the statesmen. It's so interesting. What an interesting concept. And we did get other pictures. We saw, Eggsy. I think we saw Jeff Bridges in one of the pictures. I don't know. It's so exciting. This cast is so great. Halle Berry, Julianne Moore, Jeff Bridges, Pedro Pascal, Channing Tatum, Elton John. That is such a unique cast and such a great sounding cast. Plus you got Mark Strong in there again. You got Taron Egerton. You got all these guys coming back. It just sounds like it's going to be so good. And apparently Colin Firth isn't dead. What the hell? This movie sounds so great. I can't wait to see this. I love this image. It's going to be so fun to see. So interesting to see. I cannot wait for Golden Circle. It might be in my top 5 of the year. Who knows? This looks so good. It sounds so incredible. I can't wait for a trailer. Now we got Dolph Lundgren cast in the Aquaman movie. Holy shit. That is awesome, man. He's going to be playing King Nereos or something. He's somebody that's part of Mira's family. They're like forgotten Atlanteans who come up and attack him. It's really intriguing. It's a really interesting story. I don't think he's going to be a big bad in this movie. They might be setting him up later, kind of like they did with Baron Mordo in Doctor Strange, where he's there at the beginning. He's kind of an ally. He gets banished out. He becomes a villain later on. Great way to set up characters, because we already got Ocean Master and Black Manta in this movie. Great way to set up a villain down the line later. I think that's a really intriguing idea, really intriguing character. Dolph Lundgren, perfect actor for anything in this kind of role. I think he's going to knock it out of the park. I really do. Plus, we have Nicole Kidman in this movie as Aquaman's mom. I'm a huge Nicole Kidman fan. This is going to be a great movie. I can't wait to see what they do with this. Everything we've heard, everything is sounding so good, so incredible. It's just going to be such a wild ride. It's going to be so entertaining to see. And we have kind of confirmation, kind of speculation that a Watchmen movie is in the works for the DC animated company that's going to be R-rated. You take all the source material from Watchmen, you put it onto that kind of screen. You can go for 2 hours. You can go for as long as you need. I want to see that just brought to life in the beautiful animation style we've seen. You can get some great voice casting, great characters in this. Watchmen is such a great story about superheroes and depression and all these great things. I guess depression's not great, but you know what I mean. It's such a unique story, a great story that can be told, and R-rated in the animated style. I am somebody who really liked Zack Snyder's version of the movie, but I think this is a way better format for the thing. I'm a huge Watchmen fan. An R-rated animated movie, just perfection. Just such a great concept, a really interesting idea, and I want to see where this goes. I really do. I think this could be incredible, really unique, something we haven't seen before. So that's going to do it for my week recap. Those are all the stuff in news I want to talk about. I haven't had the chance. Let me know what you think. If anything on here stands out to you, some of the stuff you're excited to see, some of the stuff maybe you don't give a shit about. Let me know. I'm always interested in hearing what you guys say. I will catch you in the next video, and good luck.